Hello and welcome back to College Disc Golf News with me, your host Nickens, breaking down the Arvesta Collegiate Classic held in South Haven, Michigan, at looking at an absolutely beautiful property. You can just tell already, and it's super fun. I'm so excited to break this down, but a lot to talk about here. A new team potentially on the rise, one of the most competitive conferences, the closest event that we've had so far, and I'm super stoked to break it down, to give y'all more, and just to talk more about college disc golf. If you're new here or you like the content I'm putting out, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll continue to do amazing content like this. So yeah, let's jump into it. So the Arvesta Collegiate Classic is held at Lake Arvesta Farms, and this is a beautiful property, as you tell, the iconic hole one going over the lake and all over the place. There are super cool holes, just something that we would wish to see, maybe even at a regional event. This place is so cool. A lot of really fun shots. There's some tight technical wood holes, some shots that where you can throw over the top, bust out the big arm. And so a lot of cool things that you're able to do, different shot shapes that you're trying to accomplish, and it's a pretty tough technical course that we'll see later. But it was rating around 7 down is around 992, so evens around 930, 940. So a pretty impressive course for I think a collegiate athlete, a really challenging one. And so let's go ahead, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in on the singles side of things. So, as I said, it was kind of a tight race. There were four guys all tied for round 7 down. Quinn Dahl, and Lincoln Lloyd, Benji Zorn, and Ryan Brook, all in D1. Brady Zweig was in D2. So the playoff happened between the top four guys, and Ryan Brook ended up taking it down. Benji Zorn right behind him. But this whole course is really all about keeping it in the fairway, making sure you're not going OB. And as a team, you have to be able to play together, make sure you're not getting off schedule. And so while you saw Grand Valley State had three of their guys all within that top eight with the averages, it turns out Michigan State and Calvin University were tied going into singles. Grand Valley State was one stroke behind them. As you saw, Michigan State had two in the top three even, and still their average only came out to 66. Calvin also there with 66. So some really consistent play all around. Ferris State was 4 strokes off of singles, and then Michigan State, or Grand Valley State, was at a 67. Ferris State at a 70. And then, as we take a look towards what happened in teams, Calvin just kind of ran away with it, and so did their B team. A very impressive showing from them. A team that's relatively new was ranked 44th, I think, at the end of the year, this past year, for college disc golf. So not really relative on the kind of D1 scale of things, and taking a big step here by winning this event with the likes of Michigan State, Ferris State, a very historic program. Grand Valley State was pretty relevant last year, and so able to beat all of those guys. Now, while not handily, still pretty convincing, but a tight race all at the top of D1, with all of them separated by just 6 strokes. One of those can just come down to singles. So at a tough track like Arvesta, it can definitely be leading towards something, in the future where we could see this kind of conference really showing some stuff, really showing some high level of play. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So Calvin's B team, while they did separate for the for their event where Calvin was kind of playing with the D2 teams, which this is kind of the new regional format. I have it as kind of all together so you can kind of see where everybody stacks up. And Calvin's B, even though they were very far off, I mean, were able to lead in terms of D2 and beating an A team like Michigan that had a program, had a guy like Robert Burridge on their team, and they beat out all of Michigan State's B, C, and D team. So pretty impressive stuff for them. This is one of those places that you're going to have a really solid score all around. So, I mean, as you can see from the scoreboard, when you get kind of away from those, 940 and up rated guys, you start getting towards your regular human beings like me. You start seeing that the scoring separation really drops off with everybody two over and above. And that really can just come down to one guy had a really stinky singles round. And that does tend to happen. I've seen it happen before. I've been a part of teams like that. So, especially as you can tell, there is danger lurking everywhere. Woods opening you up, closing you back in, and just some absolutely gorgeous shots of all of this course. Definitely a place that is on my bucket list now to go play, and so super excited and stoked for that. But overall, it looks like all of these guys at the top, almost shooting 1,000 rated rounds in singles, and then coming back down and yeah, Calvin was able to shoot 10 down as a team. A really impressive score out here. You got to have some arm and some touch to really do that. Michigan State, while were tied with Calvin on the front end, they were not able to do it on the back end. Didn't get some of the scoreable shots out here. Only shooting 6 down with a bogey. Pretty disappointing, especially when you got guys on there that are 940 up. It's just probably a bad day in office. They shot 6 down as a team, and 2 of their guys shot 7 down. So probably a disappointing round for them. But you know that they can have a better round in the future, up it, especially with the other guys around them, like Ferris State shooting 9 down. I mean, Lincoln and Quindall by themselves shot 7 down. So to come out as a team and not be able to replicate that, fall one stroke short of that, it's got to be disappointing on their end, especially when you got guys like Ferris State who almost beat them for second place and were 4 strokes back. So definitely disappointing from them, I guess, on that side. But they have the ability, they have the talent. And same thing with Grand Valley State. They shot 5 down, and most of their guys were around that in their singles round. And so I think that one just shows you that this course really has some teeth. You can get into trouble. You have to be in the right positions to score, but also that you have to be at a level as a team together. You have to be able, every single one of your guys has to be firing on all cylinders. Both your odds team and your evens team both have to have the ability to score, because you can't throw every single shot out there if you're 1,000 rated guy, if you're in the upper 900s. And so that's why we love this sport. That's why we keep watching it. That's why I think college disc golf is one of the best sports around, is because of that team aspect that you don't necessarily see in golf. You really only get to see that maybe at the Ryder Cup, and even still, that's not the same thing. College disc golf is truly so special, and the Arvesta Collegiate Classic really shows that. Super exciting, a super fun course, and I hope that more of you guys who maybe like me, who are in the East Coast, get to go out there to Michigan and see some absolutely beautiful country and some beautiful courses out there. Let's not forget and talk about the ladies' side of things. Grace Dykema was able to take down the ladies' single side of things with a 5-stroke lead, shooting 5 over on, again, a difficult track. I think they were playing a different layout, but still really impressive for what they were doing. Delaney Beckett was really close behind, actually, until kind of the final 4 holes, but Grace was able to pour away with 3 birdies and 5 holes. Just a really impressive win for her, but no slouch to Delaney and Josie and Amanda playing, again, a pretty difficult course that even the guys were shooting just as high on this course. So shout out to them. A very impressive showing from Western Michigan. I mean, and on the team side of things, Western Michigan just was really able to pull away. Their team round was only 2 over, with their average being 4 over. And then with the other side, I mean, unfortunately, Ferris State just carding a lot of bogeys, weren't able to keep it clean. It is a difficult course, a lot of danger, a lot of trees, and so Western Michigan was able to pull out a very impressive win. Definitely be looking for them on the ladies' side of things, and it's just really cool. I mean, it's just awesome that we have a sport where we get to see, ladies at these conference events. I remember way back in when I was playing in 2020 and stuff, that you didn't really get to see that much until nationals, and so having them on this stage, even at conference events, being able to talk about it and look at it is so cool. So shout out to our ladies, and that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys have a great day. And let me know what you think in the comments about Great Lakes and their conference. But without further ado, I'll see you guys later. Peace.